Friends, hello everyone! Hit the like button and let's fly to the hottest football news. Everton won their fourth consecutive match. The Merseysiders defeated Burnley 2-0 in the 17th round of the Premier League. Tchouaméni is on Real Madrid's roster for the match against Villarreal. He missed almost 2 months due to an injury suffered in El Clasico. PSG sporting director Luis Campos is considering resigning from his position as Celta's advisor. Leipzig scored their 500th goal in their 253rd Bundesliga match. Only Bayern Munich and Borussia Mönchengladbach have reached this milestone faster. Sevilla fired Diego Alonso, who was in charge of the team for 2 months. Manchester City conceded in the 8th match in a row. Guardiola's team allowed 2 goals against Crystal Palace. FIFA plans to hold the first 32-team Club World Cup in the summer of 2025, which will last for 29 days. Messi should play for Atlanta and finish his career here, Atlanta Hawks leader Trae Young said. "I'm very pleased. The performance was good. It's always good against a team who play aggressively with a low block," Pochettino said. "We gave away 2 points against Crystal Palace because of our mistake," Guardiola said. The same thing is happening again as last week with the effectiveness. Today we give away 2 points. There were chances to win the game, an insufficient point. Today was a final, Xavi said. Tom Lockyer suffered a cardiac arrest during a match against Bournemouth and is now stable. Vinicius wanted to return on the pitch in December, but Real Madrid decided to give him more time to recover. Lewis Smiley became Newcastle's youngest ever Premier League scorer when he netted a goal against Fulham at the age of 17 years and 229 days. Quique Sanchez Flores is very likely to become Sevilla's new head coach, with negotiations at an advanced stage. The club want to finalize the deal by the end of the weekend. Real Madrid want to offer Andre Lunin a deal until 2028. Joelinton and Shearer got injured in the first half of the match against Fulham, meaning Newcastle now have 11 players with injuries. Jack Grealish scored in 3 consecutive Premier League matches for the first time. Arda Güler will not make his Real Madrid debut this year and is expected to return in January. Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford missed the Champions League match against Bayern Munich due to norovirus, the Daily Mail reports. The match against Manchester United? As a footballer, an elite athlete, you will try to use 0-7 as motivation, Alisson said. Napoli are interested in Italiano and Palladino as head coaches. Geltier denied accusations of racism and Islamophobia during a speech to the Nice court. Leipzig attacker Emil Forsberg has joined New York Red Bulls. Cucurella underwent surgery and will return no earlier than February. "My dream is to make history with Girona," Mikel said. The best version of Manchester City is yet to come, Rodri believes. Starting from the 2025-26 season, Everton will play in a new stadium. The construction of the new Everton Stadium with a capacity of 52,888 seats is currently underway. Manchester City midfielder Calvin Phillips will leave the club in the winter. Although the team's head coach Pep Guardiola said that this has not yet been resolved, the player will 100% leave the team. After defeating Monaco, Lyon left the bottom spot in Liga 1 for the first time in 55 days. In the next few days, Perez and Ancelotti will meet to discuss the coach's future. Barcelona failed to win in a 3rd match in a row. The Catalans lost to Girona and Antwerp and drew against Valencia. Real Madrid have an economic situation just as complicated as Barcelona, journalist Fernando Pola reports. The Super League ruling on December 21st could be historic and change the world of football, Carlo Ancelotti claimed. Barcelona are trying to sign River Plate talent Claudio Echeverri, but there are problems with the transfer fee structure. And now we move on to the main news of the release. Briefly about yesterday's matches. In the Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund dropped points in a 1-1 match against Augsburg. Meanwhile, Leipzig defeated Hoffenheim 3-1. In Serie A, Napoli won against Cagliari. The result was made by Victor Osimhen, who registered a goal plus an assist. In La Liga, we note Atletico's victory in the Battle of the Athletes, 2-0. In another important match of the day, Barcelona failed to keep the victory against Valencia. The hosts responded to Felix's goal with a magnificent goal by Guillamon. And finally, the Premier League. Chelsea defeated Sheffield United thanks to goals from Palmer and Jackson. Newcastle defeated Fulham 3-0, and in the main match of the day, City lost points against Palace, leading 2-0. The guests responded to Grealish and Lewis's goals with goals from Mateta and Alice. Former Atletico Madrid defender Felipe Luis told how Diego Simeone used to call Lionel Messi before their matches against Barcelona. Every time we played against Barcelona, Simeone didn't mention Messi's name so as not to scare out the players. He called him a dwarf so we wouldn't be afraid, Luis said on the Charla podcast. Barcelona want to make some interesting transfer deals in January. The Catalans plan to sell Robert Lewandowski to a club in Saudi Arabia and use the money to buy Newcastle midfielder Bruno Guimaraes. It's reported that the new defensive midfielder is an absolute priority for Xavi. Real Madrid continue to monitor and show interest in Sunderland midfielder Jobe Bellingham. The 18-year-old also plays in the center of the pitch and is the brother of Jude Bellingham. Real Madrid's scouting department are closely monitoring Joe, who has scored 4 goals and provided 1 assist in 22 championship matches this season. Perhaps the younger Bellingham will start in Madrid with the second team, Real Castilla. A storm around Xavi continues in Barcelona. Joan Laporta was very angry with Xavi because he rested some players in the squad list for Antwerp after the loss versus Girona. He was also angry when Xavi gave 2 days off to the squad after El Clasico loss. Laporta is clear, if you lose, there will be consequences. The Super League is negotiating with about 50 to 60 clubs to create a new tournament in the multi-division format. In addition to the main division, there will be 1 or most likely 2 additional divisions. The matches will be held on the same midweek dates that are currently occupied by the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League games, meaning they will formally replace these tournaments. The implementation of the idea will depend on the verdict of the Court of Justice of the European Union, which will consider the Super League's complaint against UEFA's monopoly on December 21st. And more news about the possible Super League launch. According to Fernando Polo, Barcelona and Real Madrid will receive a whopping 1 billion euros if the ruling on the Super League goes in their favor on December 21st, as they are the only 2 founding clubs left. If this happens, Barca's entire financial crisis will get wiped out immediately. Giants to regain their footing on the financial front at once. The other day, there were reports about Laporta's desire to sign a big star next summer. Barca fans, for instance, already want Kylian Mbappé. How do you like this possible move? Barcelona are signing the new Messi, Claudio Echeverri. Everything you need to know is in the new video from Football Club. Enjoy your watching! And Football News was with you. Have a nice day, everyone. See you in a bit.